beautiful people out there. Welcome to the show. You are watching Elevate, and I am your host, Teddy Namielo with Chocolate. Remember, Elevate is a show where we look out for different issues that the youth are facing and how best we can go about these issues. And we've been focusing on various business problems.
The last time we were here, we talked about how long it would take for a business to actually start making profit.
Yes.
But now, since you're making the profits, and yes, we have finished all that, we are now going to talk about how to sustain your business.
How do you sustain your business? And that is exactly what we are going to look at after this break. Welcome back from that very quick break. You are still watching Elevate, and as I told you, in today's episode we are looking at how do you sustain your business. So Letitia,
yes,
from the look of things it seems you've managed to sustain your business because you are dressed smartly today.
Of course I have. I'm wearing money itself for my business. Well, Teddy, I think now we should first explain sustainability.
Exactly. What is sustainability, Letitia?
Well, for you guys to be able to dress this nice, you must be able to ensure that the business you build can run over a long period of time, depending on the seasons, depending on whether it's hard times, good times, any time, whatever time it is, your business should be able to continue operation.
In all circumstances?
In all circumstances. That's what I refer to as business sustainability.
Okay.
Do you have another idea?
No. You've explained it so well, and now that you are practical with sustainability, I cannot oppose you. So Letitia, how do I sustain my business as a youth?
Well, Teddy, I think the very first thing which you're going to have to do is customer satisfaction. Now, high quality products, customer satisfaction, they go hand in hand,
okay,
right? The customer is not going to be satisfied if you're giving them fake stuff.
Just a minute. Hold it right there, Letitia.
Yes.
So are you trying to say customer satisfaction is giving the best to customers?
Exactly.
Or giving customers what they actually desire, which is actually
customer
the best?
Satisfaction is the customer being happy with the best that you actually provide.
I've never gotten a better explanation. So how do I provide the best to the customer?
Well, Teddy, this all depends now on your production.
Okay.
You should ensure that the things that you're producing are of high quality.
Yes.
Now imagine my nice suit, this one, if I had bought it and then I'm here, I'm talking to you guys and you just see the threads
popping out.
Like, it would just be so sad.
So are you trying to say?
I would be dissatisfied.
Okay.
So your high quality products are the ones which are going to establish that your customers are going to be satisfied by what you're producing.
So with this, with giving you the best, I mean the best quote, with giving you the best, that is what we are going to call customer satisfaction, contentment.
Yes.
So in that way, are you trying to tell me that I'm going to be able to sustain my business is going to be able to keep in?
Customer satisfaction is going to lead to sustainability. Now, whether the moment customers are satisfied with your product, they are going to opt to come back. They are going to continuously come back. And remember, this money that they're actually bringing for you is the money that you need to actually sustain this business to at least cover production costs.
Speaking of customer satisfaction and coming back, in that same way, if I told you provide the best product to customers are going to refer you to other customers.
That is very true.
The same way now that I look at you in this code, obviously I'm going to ask you where you bought it because I see it's of high quality.
You have said I should refer you, this is Agatha clothing.
Agatha lines.
Fine stitching and everything. Well, Teddy, now when you talk about customer, I've already explained how the sustainability
comes about.
Works.
Yes.
These people keep coming, and then you had also talked about how these are referrals.
Yes.
Now these referrals are also going to contribute to your sustainability and also boost your profitability.
Thank you very much.
Because you're getting more money.
More customers, more money.
Yes. Well, Teddy, as we are talking about satisfaction, there's also customer care. But customer what confuses me, is it the same thing?
Letitia, do I have to explain everything? Now, customer satisfaction and customer care are something quite different.
How?
So, for customer satisfaction is what you just explained. We're not going to go back to that. But for customer care, this is, have you gone to a salon?
Yes.
Now, when you reach the salon, they actually see you from the other side after you've packed. You don't have a car. Okay, after you've gotten off your judge. And then they say, oh my God, please come in. They usher you in. They sit you down on those cozy chairs. And then they give you yogurt. I know salons where they give yogurt. Yes. They give you yogurt, or they give you a cup of coffee. Are you seeing what?
Your hair 5 times.
Thank you very much. And then they give you all the care. What do you want to do with your hair? Exactly. Maybe you can do this. They even give you a magazine to read. But do you know how to read magazines?
Yes, I do.
Okay, they give you a magazine to read. Then you go to this salon, Letitia. You enter the salon, the moment you get into the salon, everyone is busy, I don't know, doing on other people's hair.
You sit down and plate yourself.
And at the end of the day, you're like, never mind. Am I being seen or something? Then after some good 15 minutes, you're like, madam,
me too.
I'm around. Like, how can we help you? And you're trying to explain yourself, but then they're not giving you yogurt, not even a glass of water. Letitia, no, that is customer care. That attention we are giving to this customer, whether they've come to window shop or actually, buy things, that kind of care that you give to the customer, that is customer care. Letitia, will you go to the other salon or this one?
I'm going to go to the one where they welcome me at that board.
Exactly. So that is customer care. That kind of attention that is given to a customer even before they actually do anything in the place where they've come to.
That is very true. But now, Teddy, as you're speaking of customer care, I think this reminded me of skilled labor. So
Natasha, before you actually move to skilled labor, I want us to tell people more about customer care. People may think customer care is only for salons.
It's for also other things.
Have you gone to, even in supermarkets themselves, you enter a supermarket
and they push for you the truck?
Thank you very much.
You might also sit in it.
Yes, so no, I don't want people to think customer care is for salons. No, ladies and gentlemen, customer care applies
your
for
business,
all.
how it is, you can have some customer.
Now, for a youth is saying, I don't have a supermarket, I don't have I don't do hair, I don't have no salon. Dear youth, you have maybe that jewelry shop.
By the way, Teddy, as you're speaking of customer care, you've talked about services. Even though you're selling a product, not like me, I might decide I'm selling novels. You can still have some there are those scented papers, I don't know what. They be there, they sent the novel there. You open the wrapping, it has a bookmark. Readers like those things, but for me, if you gave me a novel with a book,
please,
I'd be so happy.
Speaking of books and said, oh my God, please buy Letitia books, buy me books too. Add those scented papers. But Letitia, now there's something that is on my heart that I've always wanted to speak of. You enter a taxi. Yeah, we have no cars yet. You enter a taxi, and then the taxi guy, you're holding this luggage, and he carries it for you. Like, uncle, aunt, and they actually, they make you sit, and then they give you a good. Exactly. No, then you enter another taxi, and then they tell you, they overcharge you first of all, and they say, Ogendo but again. And in addition to that, you enter and you're nobody. Can you imagine? And then, if at all I'm given that kind of, let me even call it hospitality, that kind of attention, it makes me feel different. It makes a customer want to come back.
Do you know that I've ever carried my suitcase all the way from Nagarama up to Nakawa on my laps in a taxi?
No, just imagine if at all there was some bit of, but there is a boot on that taxi.
I should have opted for the other guy who called me auntie. For him, he would have put the suitcase in front. I don't know. But
exactly. Yes. You can imagine on a taxi there is a boot, but the teacher had to carry her a suitcase. So customer care is something we should prioritize, because with customer care, customers are going to keep flocking and coming back. They're going to come back to your business because they would want that extra special attention that you give them that others do not give them. And in that way, your business is going to be able to be sustained.
Okay, Teddy, now can I talk about skilled labor?
Talk about it.
Well, we're about to miss all that. I was telling her, now let's go. Okay, now that we have finally arrived, skilled labor now, Teddy, you're talking about customer care. Yes. You should actually have the skill of caring for your customers. Not only that, but the skill of actually, if you're trying to do maybe a tailoring business, you should at least have something basic about that. The moment you have the skill, it means that you're going to be in place to be able to continuously run this business. And
Letitia,
yes, please.
You're speaking of skill. Me as a youth, the moment you say skilled labor, with my sprouting business, I start looking at expenses. My head goes wild. I'm not even listening to what you're saying. I'm saying, oh my God, skilled labor calls for payment. Letitia, how am I going to deal with such occurrences?
No such things. You don't really have to hire the person.
But skilled labor is higher.
You listen now. You don't like to listen.
Okay.
Listening is key. Now, Teddy, as we're talking about this skilled labor,
Yes.
you can actually become the skilled labor yourself.
Without skills?
Nowadays, there's there are so many institutes. If your parents can support you, opt for an institute. There are those institutes that are going to teach you things like gardening. They are going to teach you things like tailoring. You're going to learn the hair.
And you can work as you actually.
Yes. Then there are also those YouTube pages. There are those YouTube.
All you need is data.
All you need is data.
Yes.
And everyone, okay, not everyone, but most of you have data to actually.
They have data.
By the time you're watching this, you have data.
Yes.
So you should also be able to watch some videos and get some skills for the business that you actually want to establish.
We are still speaking of skilled labor. Now, Letitia, I'm not going to acquire skilled labor only from going to an institute or using YouTube.
Yes.
For instance, you have me, your friend here.
Yeah.
I have very good marketing strategies. I am skilled labor itself.
Not just in the street.
No. I am skilled labor itself. You can talk to me.
Yes.
I'm not going to charge you expensive because at least I know you. I'm going to negotiate, and I know you don't have money. So I'm going to negotiate terms with you because you have no money, Letitia, except for the court. But you have no money, and I'm going to at least negotiate terms with you. And I'm not going to charge you as highly as someone who, oh my God, who is already working somewhere is going to charge you. And at the end of that day, that skilled labor that you've acquired is going to help you produce just the best products. Remember, we're talking high quality. Don't forget that in whatever you're doing, be it a service or be it products, high quality is what we are looking at.
It also depends on where you are as in your business, right?
What do you mean by that?
Now for you have said our level, we don't have money.
You don't have money.
I have money. I've said you don't have money and you can't hire an expert.
Yes.
Well, you might not be able to hire an expert, but as the business grows, it will give you the opportunity to be able to actually reach out to these people.
Now you're speaking like an entrepreneur.
Because I am. So you'll be able to actually afford these people, the experts that previously you were not able to afford. So as you're starting your business, you have to start small.
For instance, Letitia, I know how to bake. Or someone out there.
You do?
Yes, Letitia. Remember the cupcakes I brought you?
Your daddies were not nice.
But so I know how to bake, Letitia. And I have that beautiful skill, that really beautiful skill of baking. So with this skill of baking, Letitia, and maybe you know how to decorate. We can.
I do.
You don't know maybe, but okay, maybe you know. We can do something about that. I do the baking, and maybe I don't have the very best decorating skills, and you decorate. And at the end of that day, we are sharing these skills. We are going to make profits, and we are going to sustain our business.
It can actually establish like a partnership, not just skill exchange, but you can actually start your business together if the person is trustworthy. You see, I can't start a business with Teddy, but that's a story for another day. But if the person is there, and you can actually say, you know what, you bake and I decorate, well, you can make money together as an enterprise and things will run smoothly. Now,
something I want to emphasize, Letitia, is online kind of tutorials. This is actually something that is trendy.
Yes.
You can be able to teach yourself skills online. Like we said, all you need is just data.
Oh, by the way, Teddy, I forgot to mention skills. I actually learned how to play guitar using those online websites. So guys, it's not a scam, it's real. You can acquire these skills. All you have to do is actually be passionate about what you're trying to learn. So those things will actually be.
Exactly. It's not going to cost you a lot, and you're going to be able to learn, because I also learned to bake from YouTube.
Yes.
So I learned to bake from YouTube, and the teacher learned how to play the guitar from YouTube. And at the end of the day, we are here and we are happy and we are making money. Don't you want to make money? So that can help you actually make profits and be able to sustain your business. We shall take a quick break and we'll be right back. Welcome back from that short break. You are definitely still watching Elevate, and we are looking at ways in which you can sustain your business.
Now, that takes us directly to monitoring finances.
Monitoring finances?
Yes. You are not going to be able to sustain a business if you're not actually keeping track of the money. You're just going to keep putting. They tell you, we need some threads, you give the other money. We need some, you give the other one will come. Maybe you are a baker, I need some eggs, you give the other money. But you don't see where the money
Where is the money going?
You don't know where it's going to come from. You're just there, you're giving the money.
So that means, what did you say? Keeping track of records. That means...
Anyway, it's all
exactly.
It's
what I want to put out is managing your finances comes with keeping track of records. When Letitia says we are baking and we need to buy eggs, we are going to note that down.
Yes, we are going to have the receipts. We are going to know where did I buy from the eggs, how many eggs were they, how many eggs have I put in this cake.
Exactly. And how much am I making from this?
Exactly.
So
that's an expense.
Exactly. So that at the end of that day, you do not come up with losses.
That is very true.
Then also people have a tendency of maybe they're having their businesses. They already invested and injected money into their businesses. Then if at all they need to spend, they get money like from elsewhere. For instance, they don't use money that's already in circulation. They always get money from their pockets.
Baby, I know those things. They're not good, by the way.
Instead of using the money that is in circulation, so that you can be able to tell that I'm spending this much from my business. They instead get money from their pockets, not part of business money.
Yes, which is going to just cost you.
You may think you're actually making profits, forgetting there is some other money that you injected into that business.
And you only consider the money that you're using. But Teddy, by the way, as you're talking about these finances, there's a group of people, for them when they start monitoring finances, they now start thinking of ways to cut corners. Okay, cutting corners might not be bad, but if you're cutting corners at the cost of what you're actually
now, what is cutting corners? As a youth, cutting corners.
Okay, as a youth, cutting corners.
This terminology.
You listen. I don't know how to explain this very well. If they give me money to like buy a particular raw material, okay, they've told me to buy wheat.
Yes.
They've told me to buy the refined wheat to bake the cakes. Then me, I'm going to go to the other guy
with that wheat,
the refined, no, the one who doesn't have. Because instead of spending 12,000, this guy is going to give me the kilo at 6,000.
Okay.
So there, I've cut the corner. I've saved that other half of the money. So in the long run, this is going to lead to low quality products. And the moment your products are of low quality, your business cannot be sustained. So what I'm trying to say is, for your business to be sustained, you need to have high quality products. Do you understand that?
Yes, members, do not cut a corner. Buy just the best you can use to make the best products. Do not cut a corner. That is very unnecessary. Letitia, we're not going to only speak of cutting my corners. Let us also talk about setting goals and objectives. For every business, it should have goals and it should have objectives. You don't just wake up and you're like, I've established this business and I'm going to sell, and ask you, what's your goal? Where do you want to get? And you're like, me, I have a business
and I want to get money.
You know, you should set goals like, by the end of this year, I should have this and this. I should have made these profits. I should have opened up a new store.
Teddy, how does this make the business sustainable? Can't I sustain without any goals?
No, Letitia.
I can go every day and I operate.
Letitia. If at all you have goals and you have objectives, then you have a vision. You work with purpose. It gives you the zeal to wake up each morning because you're like, I've not yet gotten to my set goal and objective. But you, Letitia, you're selling your tote bags. You don't even know what your goal is, what you want to make at the end of the year. You're like, either way, I made a 2K profit last week.
In the business.
Now that I made a 2K profit last week, I'm good to sleep. No, but with your goal, you're going to have drive. You're going to wake up each morning knowing the year is ending, but I'm not yet hit that target of 12% profit this year.
So you constantly operating to hit the target is going to promote sustainability.
Thank you very much. That is actually going to help you a lot, and it is going to modify that business, and you're going to be able to stick in the market amidst all those challenges.
So Teddy, what you're saying is that the moment you have this goal that enables you to wake up every morning and actually work in this business, it's what's going to lead to sustainability.
I don't want to repeat that because you just said it right.
Yes.
Let us take a quick break and we'll be right back.
So always remember that people connect to your business at an emotional level. So you always need to know how do they feel when they interact with your business, whether remotely or in the store. In the beginning, as a small business, your touch as the founder or the owner of the business can be felt across, because these values are yours. How you want your customers to feel and to be treated are, in you. But as you grow and you bring employees on board, you should ensure that they embody the same customer care principles. Don't allow any of your customers to leave your business feeling dismissed, not heard, or not valued. And this is only because satisfied customers will come back and bring new customers along. Then always remember that all businesses are working in an ecosystem, so partnerships are important. And then lastly, I think remaining up to date with what is new in your area of business or in the product or service that you're offering is good, so that you can evolve with the times and evolve with the quality that's and the needs of the customers. This is not to mean that you should be trendy, because trends fade quickly, but as you study what's new in the market, you can pick what will be of value to your customers.
Well. Edna has just given us these very insightful views. I thought I knew how best I can sustain a business.
I think Edna is now my favorite business expert.
But Letitia, let me first finish. I thought I knew how well I can sustain a business, but with what Edna has given me, I think I didn't know.
Edna.
Thank you very much, Edna. I hope as a youth out there, you have picked something, because you actually need this. You actually need this for your sprouting business.
Well, guys, today has been a very interesting episode. I can say that for myself. We have looked at how to sustain a business, customer care, customer satisfaction, high quality products,
Monitoring finances.
Yeah, it's really going to work out.
And trust me, at the end of the day, you fit right in this beautiful quote like Letitia, because she has been able to sustain her business and now she is making profits.
Well, I have been your host, Juko Letitia,
with Teddy Namialo. Thank you for watching Elevate. Catch us next time. Bye-bye.